I started the Taiko Team at Cornell.
Eva, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Let me ask you, where were you born?
I was born in Tokyo.
In Tokyo?
Yes.
Where in Tokyo were you born?
Shinjuku.
Shinjuku?
Yeah.
When I first came to Japan in '74,
Yeah.
Shinjuku was the city that I went to the most. From
Really?
Fusa, because I lived in Fusa, of course, Yokota Air Force Base.
Yes.
So I was in Fusa, and I take the train all the way in, the Yamanote line. I'd get off at Shinjuku, and I'd just stand there and look at the city, because I never saw anything like that in my whole life. Everything was just so futuristic. I thought I'd moved into the future.
Yeah.
Wow, in Shinjuku.
Yeah, I was born in a hospital in Shinjuku.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did you live there?
Yeah, and then we lived there for about 3 years. And then we moved to a house in Jiugaoka. So I mostly grew up in Jiugaoka.
Jugaoka.
Yeah.
That's a college area, isn't it?
It's a residential area.
A residential area,
Yeah.
but don't they have a college close by? Jugaoka. I'm trying to remember.
I think maybe there's a all-boys high school.
Okay, that's what they have
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
in Jugaoka.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have a younger sister.
How many years difference?
2 years.
So you guys are close?
Yeah. Well, she lives in California now.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you talk to her often?
Yeah, we message each other. We keep in touch.
All right.
Yeah.
And I have to congratulate you because you are now a Lee.
Yes.
You belong to the Lee clan.
Yeah.
Benjamin told me.
Yeah.
Her husband's a very famous photographer here in Japan. He's from Canada, but he spent a lot of time in Europe and England, right?
Yes.
He went to Oxford.
Yes.
And he's really well renowned right now, and he does a lot of different events. And you met together, and you just got married in November last year.
Yeah.
All right. They thought it would
Thank
be a year
you.
soon. Look at that.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell me, growing up, what were you like? Were you more academic? I'm thinking elementary school.
Yeah.
Were you more academic or were you more sports minded?
I guess I was more academic, and I did a lot of music since I was very young.
Okay, don't tell me you started taiko when you were a little kid.
I started taiko when I was a little kid. I started when I was 8.
Okay.
Yeah, and I started piano when I was 6. Yeah, so
Either one of your parents musicians?
no, they're not musicians, but they both like music.
Okay, are they doing well? I didn't.
Yeah, they're doing well. Yeah,
they're doing well.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And my mother introduced me to taiko, so we started taking lessons together.
You and your mother?
Yeah, me, my mother, and my sister.
And your sister, okay.
Yeah.
So what happened from there? So when you started piano at 6, but then you did taiko at 8.
8, yeah.
And there was something about the sound, or was it just the movement? What made you?
Yeah, it was the sound, the rhythms, and the movement. I liked it all, and I really got into it. Like, I was the one who was into it the most.
Right.
Yeah, my sister was so-so. She was happy about it, but she didn't
take to it as much as you did.
Yeah.
Because it's really, what kind of taiko were you doing? Because I see you now, most of your performance, you have a drum that you're carrying.
Yeah.
And you use on the song.
Yeah. When I was younger, I just played the drums where you would put it on a stand, and you would play upright.
Right.
That's the style I started with. I also played miyake, which is where you hit
it's from the side.
On the side, and you go really down low.
So now, one person. Do you know Mocha?
Mocha?
Mocha Sensei. She's
she's a taiko teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, Moko.
Mocha.
Yeah.
I've known her for a long time. She got me up on the stage once.
Yeah.
And she said, squat. And she got me then she wouldn't stop. And my legs started shaking and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to have quite a bit of stamina to do that.
Yeah. I really, well, in the beginning, I did a lot of stretching and like muscle training. Now I'm like, from like muscle memory, I can do it
easily for hours.
Well, not easily, but like.
But you can do it.
Yeah.
So tell me, so going through school, you enjoyed taiko, but what other things did you enjoy? Did you like any sports or any stuff in elementary school?
I did do cross country. So I was a runner.
You like long distance?
Yeah, I did long distance running. I mean, I wasn't very fast, but I still did it.
But you had endurance.
Yeah, I had endurance.
So the other kids would poop out. They were quick and you'd keep on going.
No, well, I wasn't like, a star runner, but I just did it for like for my health.
Right.
Yeah, and
because you had to do it.
Yeah, and I had to do it. And I was also a swimmer. My mother forced me to take swimming lessons.
Okay. What kind of work did your mother and father do?
They were just, well, my father worked for my grandfather's company.
Which is?
They were a quality assurance company, so they would test products and test whether they're safe or not, like electronics and lifesavers. Yeah.
Is he still doing that?
No, he's retired.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mother, she used to work at Fuji Xerox when she was younger, before they got married. And then she was a typing teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was a typing teacher for my grandfather's company. So she went to go teach typing.
Now, who's the grandfather? Is it your mother's father or your father's father?
My dad's father.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad's father was a German man, and he was born and he grew up here in Tokyo.
Your grandfather?
Yeah.
Was German?
Yeah.
So your father's half?
Yeah, well, he's a quarter. My grandfather was half.
Oh, your grandfather, you said he was a German man.
Well, he's German.
But he's Japanese German.
Yeah, but they both have German passport. Because at that time, I think you were only able to get your father's nationality.
Right,
yeah.
Right, okay.
So they weren't able to become Japanese.
Okay. So your father's a quarter, your grandfather was half. Did you know your great-grandfather?
No, he passed away before I was born.
Is he the one that started the company, or did your...
My grandfather started the company.
Your grandfather started the company. Is it still existing?
Yes, but now they don't do the same business anymore. My parents, they still keep the company, but they run a apartment business. So where the office was, it's now an apartment, and people live there.
Okay,
now.
so they manage the apartment.
Yeah.
I see. They only have one, or they have several?
They have one.
They have one.
Yeah.
They never tried to pull you into the business? They couldn't get you in?
Well, I help with the apartment. Like I go check every now and then.
Involved?
What?
You're involved with the business.
Well, kind of, but
Okay.
I only go there like once a month.
Okay, so tell me, so going through school, you went through Japanese elementary school?
No, international school.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
Which international school did you go to?
Sacred Heart.
You're Seisen?
Sacred Heart.
Sister Shihi? Wait, did you?
Yeah, Sister Shihi.
You're telling your age now. You knew Sister Shihi?
Yeah, I knew Sister Shihi.
We were that close. Then you knew Bill Webb? He was the PE teacher.
Oh,
Bill Webb.
You were the PE teacher, right?
I taught there for a while.
Yeah,
you know,
but because I was there from 1992.
Wait, but you said you started there in kindergarten in '92?
Yeah.
Okay, I was starting to leave there, but I think it was Sister Gwen. She was in elementary school. Sister Gwen, because Sister Sheehy was the head.
Yeah,
if you remember Sister Sheehy, then Sister Gwen was the next number. She was over the elementary school.
I don't.
So you did okay, but you were in kindergarten from there.
Yeah.
So the library looked like it was right off the hallway. You remember? Because your rooms were kind of like circular.
Yeah, the rooms were circular, and there was like an art space in the middle, and the library was in a hallway.
On the hallway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And then you had a gym right down the hall, too.
Yeah,
That's where I had my gymnastics program. There.
Yeah, and you started your gymnastics school.
I had that way before them, but I had it. My program started in '77, my gymnastics program, but I was teaching at Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
And I was one of the teachers there. And I taught elementary school. I could have been I'm not sure if I was your teacher then. So
I did pottery with Mr.
Steve
Tootle, and Jane Tootle was my PE teacher. Yeah, I still keep in touch with them sometimes.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Because they're back in England.
Yeah.
And they had one daughter.
Yeah, Joanna.
Joanna?
Yeah.
Was she your grade?
She was 1 year younger than me. Nice.
So Sacred Heart, I was wondering, I don't need to ask why your English is so good either. Is your Japanese as good?
Yeah, my Japanese is.
So your mother made sure?
Yeah, my mother made sure. Well, and then I went to New York for college, and then I came back here right after I graduated, and I had to study Japanese by myself a little bit because, it wasn't that good. Like now it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Reading and writing as well?
Reading and writing, yeah.
What about your sister? Did she go to Sacred Heart too?
Yeah, she went to Sacred Heart.
Both your parents speak English?
Yeah, well, my dad's perfectly bilingual. He went to St. Mary's.
So you never got involved in any of the other activities outside of that?
Well, I was in orchestra. Yeah, I
Was
did.
Steve Tootle? Was he was no orchestra, but he did teach guitar, I think.
Yeah, he taught guitar. He taught band.
Right.
Yeah, but I wasn't in the band. I was doing orchestra, and I was also doing like the Kanto Plains Honor Orchestra.
Were you percussions?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
On the timpani. Yeah, yeah. So I was
the
always
what?
doing
On the what?
timpani.
What's the timpani?
Timpani's the drums,
Okay.
the orchestral drums, and you can tune it. So there's actually a note on the drums.
Go on.
Yeah.
What's the note? Like what? To C or to
Yeah,
D?
you can do C, D,
D.
the entire
the
scale.
the whole scale.
Yeah, yeah. So I was doing that, and then I went into the percussion ensemble in college at first. So I did that for a while, but then I started the Taiko Team at Cornell.
You started.
Yeah.
So what'd you do? You said, hey. How'd you go about doing
Well,
that?
my friends wanted to do it first, and then I was
Were they all Asian?
yeah, a lot of them were Japanese American and
Okay.
international students, and there were a few like American friends as well who wanted to do it. And then I was the only one who had like the actual experience in taiko drumming. So I said, I will help start it, and I was the musical director, and I was the lead performer. So I kind of organized the whole team, and I was teaching everybody.
Your first year?
Yeah, that was my second year. My first year, I was in the percussion ensemble at Cornell, and then from the second year, we started the taiko.
What made you choose Cornell?
I don't know. It was like the only school I got into.
Come on. Nobody just gets into Cornell. My goodness.
No, I mean, I applied to like a few schools, but it was the only one I got into.
That's not a bad school to get into. My goodness, Cornell.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Yeah.
go there, you start your taiko thing, then what happened?
It became a very popular student organization. We were performing in lots of events
How many
on
people?
campus. We got like 20 students, and we had auditions every year because we didn't have enough drums to get, that many students. So we limited it to 20 students a year, and we would do auditions every year because people would graduate, and we would have new freshmen coming in every year. So we did auditions, and we performed at school events, both on campus and off campus. There would be events like in Ithaca Commons. It was in a city called Ithaca, and they would have like music festivals, so we would perform.
And they thought you guys were coming there from Japan, right?
They knew we were from Cornell.
They knew you were from
yeah,
Cornell? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were putting on the hotpies and stuff and going up there and pretend like you flew in from Japan to do it. No.
But yeah, and we also performed in other universities near the East Coast. Like we went to Brown University once. We drove there. Yeah, that was really fun.
Did you get your driver's license in the States while you were there?
No, I didn't have my license there. My friends did, so they drove.
They drove.
I got my license here, but I don't drive anymore.
You don't, so you have a gold license.
Yeah, I have a gold license. I have a gold license because I never drive and I never have accidents.
They call those paper drivers.
Yeah, I have a paper.
So you don't drive now?
No, I don't
You're
drive.
not interested in driving so much.
I'm not interested. Like I'm too scared to drive here, especially Tokyo, because the roads are so narrow, and I've already had a couple of accidents. The two times that I drove, and I can't. I just can't.
This is not your thing.
Yeah, this is not my thing.
The taxis work perfectly well.
Yeah, taxis, and I also ask my friends and my parents to drive me. Yeah.
So when did you know that this was going to be? You did taiko for the whole 4 years you were in college.
Mm-hmm.
Is that program still
Yeah,
going?
their program is still going, and they still perform every year at the big concert hall.
So how many years would that be now that it's been going?
So it started 2006, and now it's 2024.
Wow.
So almost 20 years. Yeah, and they're still, yeah.
That must make you feel so proud.
Yeah, I'm so happy because they're still continuing, and
Have you ever gone back to see it since?
yeah, I went back once for there was the East Coast Taiko Conference once at Cornell. I think it was in 2016. So I went there to teach a workshop. I was one of the workshop leaders. So I went and I saw the younger generation.
Did they give you creds for starting it?
Yeah, yeah,
When you went back, they said, this is Eva, the person who started our program. And you went, you guys can stand up now. You can stand up if you want.
But they all know me as the creator
the
of
creator
it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
So you've taken, then when you got away from that, you leave college with what kind of degree?
I had a bachelor's degree.
In what?
In philosophy. During my time at Cornell, that was when I decided I wanted to pursue music and taiko professionally, like after I graduated.
So what'd you do what's the first thing you did after you graduated?
First thing I did after I graduated was I came back to Japan and I first joined a professional taiko troupe. Yeah, so I was performing with them for a while, but I actually quit after 1 or 2 years because I wanted to, first I wanted to make my own music.
So you started your own, and how'd that go? When you started your own program?
I didn't have I wasn't teaching then, I was just performing. And then I'm gonna start my own program next year. So I'm gonna start having regular classes from next year. Before, I used to just perform and teach workshops, like occasional workshops. Like, for example, when foreigners traveling into Japan, when they want to have like a Japanese cultural experience, I would teach them a workshop. But now, from next year, I'm going to have regular courses, both online and on location, real classes. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I think so. Because it's difficult to make an income when you're doing any instrument.
It's
very difficult. You're trying to think of new ways to do it so you can continue to offer it and to send it out. Because I find most entertainers aren't really trying to become rich or anything. They just want to be able to do what they love doing. And it's hard to do it if you're not getting paid.
Well, I want to be rich and
do you?
And
you know what that allows you. You know what money does, Eva. A lot of people don't realize. People say all the time that money changes people, and I say no, it does not. It amplifies you.
For me, I think it amplifies.
I call money energy. The more energy you have, the more amplified you are. If you're a good person, you can be better. And that's what it allows you to do, to give more of what you want to give while you're here, because you can't take it with you. The more access you have to energy, the more programs you can set up, the more people you can get this word out to, and show the joy of taiko drumming.
I agree. And when you're like poor and starving, you can't.
And it's hard. People just say, look at that talented, musician. And you're going, look, come on. We can do a lot more. You love this. I think that people forget that words are probably the hardest way to get across your emotions. Because the first thing you're endowed with are feelings. And what affects your feelings more than music?
What affects my feelings?
More than music? Nothing. Music, when you feel that vibration, it could be from a violin, a drum, a piano. It's that vibration that you're feeling. And that's what it did to you when you heard the taiko the first time. You said, "Uh-oh." Sounds like
I got.
Sounds like something. You got goosebumps? Did you really?
Yeah, I got goosebumps, and I was very.
And you knew that was going to be something you were going to do for the rest of your life.
I thought, I have to do this.
How old were you?
I was 8.
And where do you?
I think I saw it. It was at a festival.
And they looked like they were having so much fun.
They were having a lot of fun. It was a lot of energy, and the resonance and the vibrations really got to my heart, and I knew that I had to do it.
Is there a story being told sometimes when the people play taiko? Are they telling a story?
Yeah, sometimes. Like there's like more traditional pieces where there's a story behind it. It's usually stories about praying for good health and good harvest. But there's also a lot of contemporary pieces, original pieces that people compose recently. And I also do my own compositions as well. I compose a lot of music too.
I was in Kyoto not long ago with my wife, and we went to go see a taiko drummer. It was a 3-man group. They had two facing this way and one back that way on the big taiko drum. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
They played so well. I mean, just the rhythm and stuff and what they went through, and then from really, really loud to just taking it down. And then again, back up again. And it just, they took you through such a range of emotions. I just loved it. And I was sitting up there and I video recorded the whole thing. It just blew me away.
Yeah.
You ever do that? Do you ever play the big taiko drum?
Yeah. I play different sizes of drums. I have a drum set, like the high pitch, low pitch, which is the bigger drum, and I also have a drum that I carry. Yeah, this is the drum I use when I travel. Whenever I travel, I take my carrying
like
drum.
in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Your husband sent me the video. I have it. I have it.
Yeah.
Did people stop to listen to you?
Yeah. People would stop and listen to me, and they would
But they
come
didn't get in your way.
and talk to me.
They could see that he had framed you just right. He had you with the Eiffel Tower right beside you.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And your traditional dress is black and white. It's not checkered, but it looks like a checkerboard almost.
Yeah.
But it's really triangles, aren't they? Or?
Yeah. That outfit was designed by Benjamin.
I know.
Yeah. So that's like, I mean, I don't wear that all the time. I wear it when it's suitable, like for the occasion and the event. But that is, it's a harlequin. It was inspired by Picasso's paintings because he painted this entertainer harlequin often in his paintings. So we were inspired by that and made our own modern.
Is that what he calls you, the harlequin queen or
the harlequin
taiko?
And the harlequin
Taiko.
or the entertainer.
Harlequin. Wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. So how did you two meet? Because you helped him with his first book. Wasn't that his first book?
Yeah. It's not his first book.
It's not his first book,
Yeah.
but that's probably one of the best. Anyway.
We met at the United Nations, actually. There was an event. It was an award ceremony for architects, and I think Kengo Kumo was there. So he was awarded with a special award. I think it was the Bacon Award. Yeah, so we met at the ceremony.
What were you doing there at the ceremony?
I was with my friend. We just went to see the ceremony, and Benjamin was with his friends.
Okay.
Yeah, and we met. And
What did he say? He said, "Can I take a picture of you?"
No. No, he didn't take a picture of me. We just started talking as friends.
Because you guys have been together for a while. You just got married last year, but you've been together for 4 years or more?
5 years.
5 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful. See, now when I first saw you, and you see, you know you play to your favor because you know you look very Japanese, even though you have a quarter, 1/8?
Yeah,
no,
1/8.
you're 1/8 German blood. You don't say anything when you're with Benjamin.
Really?
I remember seeing you. You won't say a word. You're just quiet.
Oh.
And everyone's thinking, oh, this little Japanese girl, she can't speak any English.
Oh.
She's just being quiet, and Benjamin's doing all the talking.
Well, sometimes I translate for him because he doesn't speak Japanese.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes I help him translate and help him with the communication when he has to work with Japanese people because, they don't understand English. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And you don't have kids.
No.
Did you ever want to have kids?
I want kids.
Oh, you want kids now?
Yeah.
How many kids do you want?
Just one is fine.
Don't try to push me into anything. One, you said it too. Because most people want the same dynamics they grew up with. So if there's 2 in their family, they think they want 2. If there's 3, they want 3. But you want 1.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2.
Maybe 2. You wouldn't go past 2.
Oh no.
See, because you know the dynamics of a family of 2.
Yeah.
But you and your sister are really close. That's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
What does she do? What does she do?
She's a designer.
So both of you are in the arts. Your parents created 2 artists.
Yeah.
One in music, one in designing.
Yeah.
What does she do? What does she design?
She designs. I think. Well, it's like mental health awareness and also female rights advocating art. Like it's like social awareness. She does art so that people become more aware of social problems and also mental health problems.
So it's like advertising. She's more in advertising,
yeah, she's
something
more
like that.
in,
But she does the design for the advertising agency or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is it her own company or she?
Yeah, she has her own company.
Okay.
Yeah, and she designs T-shirts, mug cups,
posters, whatever you need.
Murals.
She's married, you said.
Yeah, she's married.
What do we see you doing today? What are you doing now?
Yeah.
What are these days?
Now I'm performing. Next week, I'm teaching a workshop to South African visitors.
The South African ambassador's still here? I thought he left already.
They're not the ambassador. They're a film crew.
Oh, they're a film crew?
Yeah. So they're coming in. I think there's 8 of them coming to Tokyo, and they're going to film my workshop. So I'm going to teach them a taiko workshop, and they'll film me. And I guess they're going to use it for their promotion video. And they said I can use it for my own promotion as well. Right. In November, I'm performing with a flamenco troupe. They're flamenco dancers in Tokyo. So we're performing at a Spanish restaurant. And then from January, I'm starting regular classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're setting that all up?
Yeah,
now.
So I'm setting that up right now, and I'm so busy with that right now.
Trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Are you doing it on your own?
I have a business partner who's helping me, so I'm really grateful for that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. All right, before I end the podcast, Eva, there's always a question I'd like to ask. If you could magically go back in time and meet the younger Eva and give her advice based upon what you know now, how old would you have been then, and what advice would you give her?
To not worry too much about the outcome and just do your best.
How old would you have been at that time when you told yourself that?
My 20s. Even.
In your 20s?
Yeah.
You were worrying a lot then?
Yeah, I was worrying a lot.
But you were in the States then?
I came back when I was 22.
So when you came back, you worried?
Yeah, I was worrying a lot.
I've got this philosophy degree from Cornell.
Yeah, and I just started like as a taiko drummer, as a musician, and I was really poor at the time.
Your parents were saying, "We love you, but we love you."
Yeah, but I was struggling, and I was still learning a lot, taking lessons. I was also taking no theater lessons because I wanted to know more about the more traditional Japanese music and the historical side, because I thought I needed it for my own knowledge and my musical skills.
You're taking it all away. That's beautiful. So you would have told yourself, just don't worry.
Yeah, just don't worry and just do your best. It's all going to be okay.
And it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me today.
I want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast. And never forget, it's all on loan, so continue to reach for the stars.
Because you're too blessed to be stressed.